Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of One-on-One. I'm joined today by Laura Teutschel, who is with Bianchini's Market, their PR and marketing director. But today comes to us from the steering committee of the San Carlos Hometown Days, because we're going to talk about the funnest weekend in May.
That's right.
Laura, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
So tell our viewers a little bit about San Carlos Hometown Days, how it got started, and what y'all are going to do.
All right. So Hometown Days is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. In 1979, Mayor Pat Benny came up with an idea to have a family-oriented weekend where service clubs in the community could showcase their work, raise a little money, local artists could come and just celebrate the community and build community. And in 1980, the first Hometown Days happened in September. The following year, it was so popular, it caught on, and it's continued now for 30 years. It happens in May. Nowadays, and it's a very popular event. We were voted Best Family Event by Peninsula Parent Magazine a couple years ago, and we have about 12,000 attendees throughout the course of the weekend.
So I imagine you encourage other communities. You don't have to be a San Carlos resident. It's if you're a family, you want to come.
Absolutely,
Come on down.
Yes, we have a parade on Saturday, and lots of folks in the community are in the parade, so we need folks from other communities to come and watch. It's a great time.
And so tell us a little bit about some of the activities. You say that your local service clubs, Rotaries, Lions, Kiwanis, all come.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit more about the activities that actually are happening.
Sure. The event kicks off on Friday night. The Ed Foundation sponsors a kids concert, so bands and choral groups from the local schools perform.
Okay.
There's food vendors out there that evening. On Saturday, we kick off with the parade, Saturday morning. And then the event takes place at Burton Park, the bulk of the event. We have 2 stages there. We have kids games, we have a petting zoo, pony rides, entertainment on both stages throughout the day, something for everyone, jazz, all kinds of music. We have the marketplace, which is local vendors, artists, showcasing their wares, and community booths. So a lot of the local nonprofits come out and get a chance to interface with the public and talk about what they do.
So if someone wanted to find out more about the activities and when they actually happen, where do we go?
You go to the website, sancarloshometowndays.com. All of the sign-up forms are there if you want to participate. Everything is there for you.
And I imagine if someone just sort of Googled San Carlos Hometown Days, they're going to get to your,
That's right.
your site anyway.
That's right.
And it's probably up on the city's
It is. It's on the city's website, and we're on Facebook, too.
So, you know, one of the things our viewers probably don't know this, but I just heard that you were the last Miss San Carlos.
I was.
So were you in Hometown Days on one of those parades and one of those floats?
I was not.
then?
I was not. I was in the Redwood City 4th of July parade.
Oh, there you go. I have just great recollections of the San Carlos Hometown Days with the hay rides and sitting in the back of a pickup truck and being in the parade. It is truly a fun family event. So one of the things that comes to mind is, you know, cities nowadays their budgets are very, very tight. And I imagine that in order to pull off Hometown Days, one, you need a lot of sponsors, a lot of local business and community support, but then you also need the support of the city. So tell us how that relationship is coming along.
Well, Hometown Days is run all by volunteers. So it's not a city event per se. It's not a Chamber of Commerce event. A lot of folks think it is. So we rely on donations of sponsors and the community. The city has historically subsidized the event with police services, public works services. Since the failure of our revenue measure in the fall, we will not be able to rely on those subsidies any longer. So we're not quite sure how it's going to go in 2011. And so what we're doing is, of course, gathering sponsorship from small businesses. We have 2 levels of sponsorship packages. Those are also on our website, from $75 up to $3,000.
So again, if you're a business outside of San Carlos but want to support and want to be there, you can certainly do that.
Absolutely. It's a great, inexpensive way to show your support for the community. We're also doing a public donation drive. There's a PayPal functionality on the website, so folks can donate $5. There's no amount is too small. And we're really hoping that folks will donate and keep this alive.
Because the events themselves are all free.
That's right.
So if you want to come and go to the concert, if you want to come and just watch the parade, all of the activities are free.
That's right.
Other than if you want to go and then buy some food for the family or do something like that.
Right.
So what a nice way for you to be able to say, any gift you want to give to support the future events, that's great. So the 2010 event is May 21st through 22nd. It's secure. City is in. What you're doing is looking at what the future will be about with the relationship with the city and sponsors.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that we can do to help? I mean, how can we gather folks from San Carlos, Redwood City, our neighboring communities to come and help you?
Well, again, spread the word. The event is happening. We will get a lot of publicity thanks to shows like this. We appreciate it. And, you know, again, it's very popular, and the crowds keep growing every year. Last year, 12,000 people. I think this year we're expecting more. So
when the folks come and then I'm visiting a Rotary booth and they're perhaps selling hot dogs and popcorn, correct? Then that Rotary organization gets to keep those funds. So it becomes then another community avenue for them to raise money for their organization.
That's right. As a matter of fact, the San Carlos Rotary sponsors the Fun Run, which is the big event on Sunday, and their pancake breakfast. And that is one of their biggest fundraisers of the year. The Lions Club and the Kiwanis, same thing. They raise a tremendous amount of their annual funds that they support the community with at Hometown Days.
And so how are you trying to do some of this outreach? I mean, you've got programs like mine. We see the banner across San Carlos.
Right. You'll see the sign on the freeway, that electronic sign there. Hiller Aviation Museum is supportive in announcing the event. So we get a lot of community support. It's a really beloved event. So.
And do you still need people to enter the parade and
put parade? Absolutely. The more the merrier.
And what kinds of things do you have in the parade so far? I mean, can you give us a little sneak peek as to what you've already got in?
My favorites are the high school bands. They're amazing. Woodside High School participates every year. Carlmont's Drum Corps, Dance Mode Studios, great talented dancers. We have some great floats. The 4-H, Eaton Hills 4-H always does a fantastic float. Allied Waste is often there. Sequoia Hospital, Palo Alto Medical Foundation. Something for everybody.
That is great. What's the one thing that you want to ensure that people sort of take away from Hometown Days? Because it sort of sounds like it's much more than just, you know, come, it's an activity during the day. I really sort of feel like that, unlike other events, this is really to build community. I mean, it sounds like there's some underlying tones of, you know, we may be in crisis, our budgets aren't good, but this is a place for our community to come together and to meet and gather and
That's absolutely right. Yeah, it was all about building community. That was the goal from the beginning 30 years ago, and it's still the goal today.
And I would imagine that we're sort of meeting folks from all over, and you've got your San Carlos residents and folks from Redwood City are coming, and it's just sort of a great way to show that we don't sort of have our borders and then you're coming into the new city. It's we're all together and
That's
we're
right.
one big community,
Right.
Working together. And
now
so,
more than ever. Yep.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. So what's the last parting word of wisdom that you would like to give our viewers?
Well, I hope that everyone will come down this year, May 21st through May 23rd, and visit the website, take a look at what's going on, look at the photos, and get an idea of what the event's like if you've never been. And we look forward to having everybody.
You know, and I must say that I appreciate businesses like Bianchini's Market. There are so many downtown San Carlos businesses that really step out of their day-to-day business to ensure that you do build a sense of community. You're not just a company doing business in a city. It's really about community, and the employees really model that as well. So big kudos to Bianchini's Market and having you out there into your community. And I know that you've always been involved in your community as well. So thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Well, Laura, thank you so much for joining us on this segment
me.
of One-on-One. I look forward to seeing you at Hometown Days in San Carlos. We'll have a glass of wine together.
Sounds great. Thanks,
All right.
Dani.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks for joining us this time on One-on-One. We'll see you next time.